Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Generation Shock. We are in week 8, which is episode 8. Week 8. Loco, dije week 8.
Week 8.
Ya van, that's, I was gonna say 4 weeks, but no, my dumbass just said week 8. So, we are in 2 months.
2 months.
2 months, bro. 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank everybody, that's been, tuning in every week. Thank you.
Yes.
We have gotten a lot of feedback. We have gotten a lot of, hey, so Bud Light is piss water. We have gotten, hey, why aren't you talking about this? Oh, how come you didn't mention this? How come you didn't mention that? And I'm like, cool. I'm glad I'm getting those feedback in person. But write those down in the comments.
Yes,
write it down in the comments below. We're up to 60 subscribers.
Actually,
getting closer to 100.
62.
We're getting closer to 100. So look, all it is consistency, right?
Consistency.
So
we gotta keep this going. Keep the momentum. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thank you to our special guests last week. They played a lot on the role on it as well.
Yep.
Thank you for being the show. Like I told them again and again, thank you for being a part of this. But think about it, Luis. 20 years ago, none of this was possible.
Well, we gotta be better, right? Because 20 years ago was 2000.
Damn, you're right.
Talking about in 1980. Because we were talking about this before the pre-show. We have a little meeting.
Yes.
So, think about this in the 80s, right? So I grew up in the 80s, right? And you grew up you were born in the 90s but grew up in 2000. But I was just telling, you wanted to talk about the difference in the technology and what we're accustomed now, what the kids are accustomed now versus how we grew up.
Yep.
And then we just went on a great conversation. I remember this, I remember that. So we decided to make this this episode about technology. By the way, this episode's going to have 2 different segments. One is going to be technology. The second part of the segment of it is going to be a rant. So, yeah, I just have to rant. I just got to get something out of my chest because it's frustrating. But, again, so I remember, bro, where you have to, first of all, we wrote down, my mother used to write down the phone numbers on the wall. Right? Of all my family members because we had to call each other, right? We had to call. Yes. It was in a little book or on a wall.
On a notebook, yeah.
And then my mother used to always be like, recuérdate este número, because they're on the phone and they're like, they give you all these numbers. They be like, did you remember? And you're like, no. And then they slap you for that. Remember? I'm like, what the fuck? Cause you couldn't remember that? You expect me to remember 7 numbers? And with so much pressure that if I don't remember, you're gonna slap me? So
right?
It's a hard shit. It's crazy. Payphones. Bro, payphones.
Wow.
Every street corner had a payphone, bro.
Now there's none.
And it was who was the company? I'm trying to remember the company that used to have the payphone. You used to always see it. I think it was, I don't know if it was 9X?
See, you remember the company?
I don't remember. I can't on top of my head remember the company of the payphone. But we used to always call. I used to call Titi Maria collect. I used to be like, and she used to hate it. She just hated collect. So we figured out a way to be like, you're receiving a collect call from. So when that part you're supposed to say your name, I'll be like, tengo hambre, voy para allá. And then she'll just hang up. She'll decline the I just let her know I was going when I was supposed to give my name. I used to be like, I'm hungry, I'm on my way.
Yep. And then, so that way they know, because that collect call, exactly. Man, the price.
Collect call used to kill people, bro, back in the days, and that's for payphones.
Yep. So I remember once I got injured in school. It was the principal was like, "Oh, call collect." I didn't know what that was. And I called collect my mom, and she picked it up, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing calling me collect? This and this. I gotta pay for this." Now, she's like, "Now you're gonna stay your ass in school, even though you're sick." I'm like, "Oh, I guess."
Again, there was a difference. Back in the day, there was phones.
Talk about phones.
Yes.
Yellow pages, book, phone binders. Those freaking bricks this thick, are freaking.
Yeah. You talking about the yellow pages?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you would just either buy them or find them at the end of the street, and you can kill some people with that thing because that thing is crazy big. Yo, I remember back when those yellow pages, you were like, oh, what's my neighbor's name or phone number? You search your name on the yellow pages. Oh, that's their number.
It was. Yeah, but that was the white part of the page. Because remember, I think it was every month.
Yes.
At least in the projects in Boston, they used to drop off stacks of yellow pages, books of yellow pages, and also had white pages. The white pages was more for the public, right?
Yeah.
Public information and stuff like that, as far as your address and your phone number, all that, versus Yellow Pages was more business part, right? I believe it was more the business part, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So you would follow, you need to know company information, who to call, taxi, pizza. It's not like now, where now you just like Google it, or you have an app that you can get. Yep. You can call Domino's, right?
Yep. Or for example, this FaceTime or video call.
Yeah. This FaceTime wasn't even again. I remember we used to stop either at a convenience store, a mom and pop store, at a gas station, where when we going somewhere, if we didn't know where we were going from state to state, we had a map, a road map, bro.
Yep.
And you had to follow the road map. You had to know how to read a road map.
Yep. I remember though. I remember those days. It's like,
and you have city by city, or you could get the whole state one that breaks it down city by city.
Yep.
And it gives you states, it'll give you cities, and then it'll give you the highway. Then it have another square that'll give you the city itself, and then the streets in that city. And you have to be like, follow the map, go take a left here, and be like, no, it doesn't say the name of that street. So it was crazy.
I remember once me and my aunt we were gonna go out. We were in Massachusetts. We were in Springfield. I don't know where we were gonna go. All I remember was that we had to go somewhere, and she's like, search on the computer where is it at, and take the notes. So I wrote on a paper, go down.
You talking about MapQuest?
MapQuest. So I wrote it down on the paper.
When you didn't have a printer, right?
Yep. So I wrote it down on the paper. It's like, go down the street, take a left, 5 miles in, take a right on this street. I'm like, I don't know how long is a mile. But back then I didn't know. Now I know. Now visually I know it's like, okay, this is a mile long, so now I know. Yeah. But back then, 5 miles for me was like 2 steps. Let's go.
Yeah, that's in your era. Your era, you had MapQuest and all that. My era, we had maps, bro. We're like, where you had to follow it with your finger. You'd be like, okay, we just passed the street. Where's the street at? Okay, we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, a couple of blocks. Okay, that's the street. We had to do that with the maps, bro. And then GPS came out, right? So when GPS came out, those navigation systems came out. And that's changed the whole game of the maps. So we didn't have to print maps anymore. It's good.
Yes.
Like one of the things that now we're to the point where we can FaceTime. Especially with this quarantine thing. This is the best thing that you can do. To keep up with your family. But now it's to the point where you can be like, hey Google, do this. Hey Google, do that. Or hey Siri, do this. Hey do that.
True.
And you can speak. So now it's automation, right? And again, that's stuff you've seen in like Back to the Future and stuff like that in the movies. And when you see it, you're like, oh man. So that's why for me, I'm in that. Wow, I'm so glad I'm at a time where I'm living my childhood dreams, right?
Yep.
Because I watch a lot of those sci-fi movies, and a lot of stuff is happening.
A lot of it.
Cordless cell phones, bro. Speaking of that, what do you think about this whole 5G conspiracy that's going on?
It just makes me laugh.
Stupid. It's stupid.
It's just stupid. People are, listen, those people that think that 5G is the
coronavirus.
Yeah, coronavirus. I'm sorry. It's a serious matter, but if you believe that 5G is spreading coronavirus, my guy, I'm on a second floor. Jump off the window.
Or that you believe that coronavirus is just a cover-up for the 5G because it's supposed to let go radiation. Well, I'm just gonna announce this right here. I'm not a scientist.
Me neither.
But that conspiracy about cellular towers, cell phones, cordless phones giving you like cancer, it's been around since the invention of cordless phones.
Yeah.
Like cordless phones, I remember my my aunt used to be like, oh, no use el teléfono tanto. Don't use the phone that much when you're in the house, the cordless ones, because it gives you brain cancer.
Yep.
And I'm like, when you're a kid, you start believing that.
You believe in that. For example,
you want to hang up.
They'll be like, if you walk backwards, you're gonna die. I'm like, what?
That's because your parents, I'm telling you, Latinos will come up with these weird ass shit, right? Because they'll be like, if you walk backwards, well, my mom used to tell me, hey, don't walk backwards because only the dead walk backwards.
Yeah.
Right? When you're a kid,
you believe that.
You're like, holy shit, you turn around quick, right?
Yeah. Like,
right? And you start thinking about that now, and you're like, wait, have they seen a dead person walk backwards? It's like there was in order to come up with that. In order for them to come up with that shit, they have to at least see it.
Yeah, but
see a person.
How do you believe all this? Then you're a kid. You're like, I don't know. My mom said it, so I guess it's true.
Yeah, it's just crazy. We could go on with a lot of myths that actually we could just we could mix it, right? We can go on with myths. What's another myth? We started off with technology. Now we go with myths because it's
too crazy.
How about this thing where I just think Latinos they didn't want to move too much, or like my mom used to be like, she'll shut off all the lights in her house and only keep the light in where she's at on, and then she'll be like, don't go over there because el cuco.
El cuco. Yep.
And that's just because they wanted to keep you all in one area so they don't have to get up and they don't want to wonder what the hell's going on in the rooms or what's going on. So they wanted to make sure that you're all in one area, and they'll be like, if you go over there, el cuco, which means, the monster.
Or the boogeyman.
Or the boogeyman that wants to keep you, that's only hides in the dark. This is why, again, a lot of Latinos grow up with insecurities. Because they've been, since they were kids, being taught, hey, don't go in the dark because there's a boogeyman over there. And it's because the parents, at least my mother, just wanted to keep me in one room while she's watching her soap operas, her novelas.
Yeah, her novelas. Yeah, that's why nowadays you go to you're on the second floor. You go to the first floor, and now you gotta take a shotgun, a machete, so agua bendita, and some garlic.
Yo, have you ever did this? And it's funny because have you ever, like, when you were a kid, like, they'd be like, hey, go shut off the light in the room, and you're like, no, I'm not going over there. Oh, because it was like a little hallway, right? Well, if I look at it now, it's a lot smaller. The apartment's a lot smaller, but when you're a kid, your apartment seems
it's like huge,
long as shit, right?
Yeah.
So you would go, you shut off the light, and you run. You're like,
yep,
because you're so scared that you think that
it's gonna catch me.
yeah, because you were scared as shit. You're like, holy shit.
Yep.
There's a monster right there. So again, the majority of Latinos are traumatized and they fear the dark because of that shit.
Grandparents and parents
steal that shit.
Yep. Grandparents and parents were literally the embodiment of evil to keep you next to them.
Yeah. They'll go over there because they're cuckoo.
Yep. It's like another one is if you walk with a shoe on and a shoe off, it means you don't respect your mother. I'm like, what?
Yeah. What? Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck does that even? Yeah.
I was like, really? And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing a sandal, I gotta wear 2 sandals. And I believe that to the point when I was a kid, all the way up to I was like almost 15 years old. I will leave that crap. So I was like, if I don't find my other sandal, I'm strolling barefoot.
Yeah, man. The struggle, bro. The struggle. What was another thing they would say? Again, you guys have any other things you guys want to share? Add that in the comments. Add it in the comments because there's going to be a lot of stuff we let out. We forget to mention, and people will come up to me and say, "Hey, how about this? How about that?" I'm like, "Cool, that's awesome," and I'll start laughing. I mean, and I'm sharing them with them. But I'm like, write that in the comments because I like to read them too. I like to read the comments and I like to have conversations. Hey. But again, if there's anything that you grew up listening to, that your parents would tell you just to keep you all together in one area so they don't have to get up and look for you, or to any parent, when there's silence, that's dangerous.
Yep.
So they just want to keep you everything in the room. What was another thing? What was
oh my god. There's so many. It's just that right now none of them come to mind. And it's crazy, but they're so
it just happened, right?
many.
It's just one of those things that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. So anyways. So now we can get back to
technology.
Until we remember what was another myth they used to tell us, right?
Yes.
What was
For example,
that?
beepers.
Oh, how about this? How about when you eat, don't go swimming because don't take a shower after you eat.
Yeah, because you could die.
Because it comes from the hey, don't go swimming when you're gonna go eat after you finish eating because you can get a cramp. It comes from that, which I still don't know if it's true because I have a pool. After eating, I jump in. I haven't drowned yet.
Listen, I haven't died yet.
My mother used to be like, after eating, don't go take a shower. And I'm like, what the fuck, I'm gonna drown in a bathtub? Now, it is possible. It is possible. But I'm like,
oh my God, no.
I can't take a shower? So, mind you, when I was a kid, I was like, fuck it, I don't have to take a shower.
Yeah. Mama said no, I'm out. No,
But you brought up beepers. What's up with beepers?
Yes. You had a beeper? Most likely you did have a beeper. Yeah. Beeper
and
was.
Remember how the beeper thing used to be like, you're a drug dealer? I remember my mom and my aunt used to be like, what are you, a drug dealer? No, it was a fashion.
It was a fashion. I just want a beeper. Everybody has a beeper. I want one too.
Yeah.
Yo, for those that don't know what a beeper is a pager. If you don't know what a pager is, go to Google, find out what it is. It has a screen like this pager. Little big. It has a screen this big, and you get a text message, and it's reading it as it goes. So if you got a paragraph, you gotta wait for it to read it for you.
Well, think about this, and that's because at that time you're talking about the more modern pagers, the more modern beepers that had the words that you can read the text and all that. The one I grew up with, which you probably remember, it only had the numbers.
The numbers, yeah.
So if it was an emergency, you put 911 in the phone number, right? Hey, call me back at 911, and the phone number will be, there's an emergency, call me back. And then people got creative. They would write hello, which would be 0037734. Would write the word hello. And then people get creative and started doing that with numbers. And then somebody decided to say, hey, let's evolve the beeper or the pager, and let's be able to people write text messages on it, right? So and that was one other thing you could write on a beeper. So
yes.
Another one. Remember back in the days, only doctors had pagers because when they needed to be called, or police people used to have pagers because when they needed to be called, they needed to be contacted. But so given back in the days, how now teachers have to deal with kids with their phones. I grew up with teachers had to deal with pagers or beepers. And my teacher used to be like, if I hear a beeper or a pager, I'm going to take it away from you.
Yep. Yep. Not like nowadays. It's like, if I hear a phone, it's like, a phone nowadays is small. Well, now it's getting bigger. Middle 2000s, there were the ideal small phones. I remember that AT&T released a microphone like this big. And they're like, a little flip phone. You're like, hello? Now it's... Now your phone is after... Yeah. Zoolander.
Yeah, in Zoolander, when he picks up his little phone, hello. You seen the movie Zoolander, right? When he does the Zoolander phone, he goes, he talk? Yeah.
Yep. Sort of like that. Now, 2020, your phone is 6-7 inches big. Now you can use that as like, hello? Yay. But it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And to think
to
think that the first phone it was like yay big.
It was about this big. It came with an antenna.
An antenna.
I was like, damn.
Is that a satellite you got there?
Yo, people beat in the streets like, with a big ass shit.
Like, you have to have a suitcase.
It's like a boombox.
Yep. You know? And remember, you have to
have to grab it like this, bro. Like literally, like this. You have to grab the phone like this.
Like hello.
It was thick as shit.
Yeah. Then you have to have a case with it because it would die of battery, so you have to charge it.
Dude, it's crazy, right? And you would have to buy multiple. Remember when the flip phone? Remember, because then there was different type of phones. And then after the second evolution of beepers, after the second one, because the first two didn't have GPS.
No.
Or they couldn't track you. Third generation on, now that's when the phone started getting GPS locations and all that. And then that's when now we're to the point where now wherever you go, the government knows where you're at, or your friends knows where you're at.
Yep. With a single press of a button.
First two generations of phones of cellulars didn't have that.
No, they didn't.
So,
what about the legendary phone that would destroy the earth? That you would drop it from a second floor and the floor would get broken. A Nokia. The Nokia phones. Those things were harder than steel.
Which I never had a Nokia phone though.
Really?
Oh, actually, I can't say never. I can't say never, but I remember this when they would have the small little screen.
Yep.
And it was so small that you have to remember. Now text messages. Now you get an alphabet on your keyboard. Now you get a keyboard.
Yep.
Back then you had to do. I think it was called alpha text. You would have to go A, B, C on one number. You had to scroll through the letters just to type.
Yep. There's a hidden joke on that.
Yeah.
If you type 7777 3366 333, yeah, that spells send, and you can decipher the rest, which means send nudes.
Oh, okay.
I was doing that at work. I was like, yo, if I tell you 7777, what that means? Only one person got it right. It was, I got to shout him out for that because he did got it right. It was Nate. Shout out to Nate. I told him, he started dying laughing because he understood the concept. It's like, we're like, yeah, we're that old that we understand what 777 means. It's the initial of send nudes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's now you just SN. That's it.
Yeah. Now, everything's getting shorter. Like people are writing sentences. Oh, here's how it changed also in school. Papers, writing, handwriting.
Yeah.
Not too many people knows how to handwrite.
Or cursive.
Cursive, or I'm like, what? Because everything is now keyboard. Now everything's on keyboard. Now everybody does their, through text messaging on a computer, people forget. Now, I never had a great handwriting. My handwriting is sloppy as shit. And then my cursive it's all right, but I grew up writing and all that.
Writing it, yeah.
There are some people that got great.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, that I believe in the next 20 to 40 years, people will not know how to do calligraphy no more.
Yeah. I actually took calligraphy in high school. I took calligraphy. I only learned a few things, but I'm like, I'm done. I used to try to take art classes in high school.
Yeah.
Yo, could you believe I took Spanish in high school and my first test, I failed it. So I went to my guidance counselor and I'd be like, I need to get out of this class. I thought it was going to be easy. I was like, hey, my guidance counselor was like, but you Spanish? I'm like, yeah, but I don't speak with ¿qué tal? I don't even know what the fuck that means. Now I found out in Spanish, that means hello, how you doing? ¿Qué tal, cómo estás? I don't speak like that. I don't speak that type of Spanish. So he's like, okay, what do you want to do? So I took some classes there too. It was more of a brainstorming type of class. We partnered up with Raytheon, a company called Raytheon that was in Massachusetts, and it was basically critical thinking. Basically, and that class was fun. My cousin used to make fun of me because he'd be like, "Yo, you're in a class with a bunch of nerds." Because growing up when I was a kid, being a nerd wasn't as cool as it is now.
As it is now.
Growing up as a kid, being a nerd, it means you're like. It would be the guy with the like. You gotta watch Revenge of the Nerds. That's exactly what nerds were considered back in the days.
Yeah, and watching anime and playing video games, we're like, oh, you're a loser. Now, I watch
now
anime.
It's a cool thing.
You're a cool kid.
Now everybody talks about Goku and all this other stuff.
Yep.
And this is crazy.
No, yeah.
So my cousin used to make fun of me for that, and I used to be like, "Hey, listen, I make friends with everybody, and it's good to have smart friends.
Yeah.
It's good to have smart friends because those are the guys that become either the CEO or the owner of a company, but they didn't learn those lessons until now. Now look at Mark Zuckerberg; he's a billionaire.
Yep.
He was a nerd.
Yep. No, and in high school, I took Spanish. Mind you, I'm dark skinned. People's like. Even at work, people's like, oh, this black kid doesn't speak Spanish. Like, they will go over me to the kid that doesn't speak Spanish to speak Spanish to them because they believe I don't speak Spanish. Mind you, I have curly hair. I look Dominican as hell. But and people... Yeah,
but that's just the stereotyping part.
Yeah.
You know?
And in high school, I took Spanish, and the teacher was like, oh, this guy doesn't know Spanish. First thing she started talking, she starts talking Spanish, but... horrible Spanish. Like the teacher did not know Spanish. She was teaching Spanish because she was put there.
Yeah, she was an English person that learned Spanish and be like, hey, you're gonna teach the class.
Yeah. And on my first
Public
day,
education.
Yep. On my first day, I corrected her. They moved me off the class. Yeah. They switched me.
Yes.
They put you're going to computers. I was like, what? Yeah, go do computer engineering and building.
I don't wipe my nose.
Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Sorry. I know that's not attractive on camera, but it's just reality.
Yeah.
I try not to edit anything. I try to keep it as it is.
All
right, so since we're speaking about that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're already up to 62. We already mentioned that earlier. Hit the notification. There's some people that be like, hey, when's the new episode coming up? If you hit that notification button and you hit that bell, you'll get an alert and you'll know when we upload these.
Yes.
How far are we in? We should be about there. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? Technology? Any parents before I go into my rant?
Yes.
And I want you to join me in this rant. If you're feeling this way, I want you to join me in this rant. I just want to tell you what I'm going through. Not me. Family members, how they're expressing themselves.
Okay. So let's forget about technology. Let's go into the rant. Because
all right,
then
cool.
this video will be like 2 hours long.
Okay, no. So the rant is this. Listen. I understand that the unemployment rate is at 17 million. It's hard. There's a lot of people out there that are unemployed, and it sucks and it's sad and I always told this, like I told my wife and I tell my sisters and I give them an advice is, hey, control what the controllables are. I mean, you didn't get fired or you didn't get furloughed. By the way, ever since I heard that word furlough, I never heard of that word ever. And until this year. And I said this from the beginning and I told my wife this. I'm like, furlough, once I found out what the definition is, I'm like, it's just another way for a company, it's a loophole for a company to let a person go, which they're still on payroll. So when that stimulus package comes in, which is supposed to be used for, if a company is gonna take that money, it's supposed to be used for payroll. They're gonna furlough you, so they can take that money. They're supposed to pay you for pay the employee. But I think what companies, they're supposed to use for payroll, and that was a speculation that they were going back and forth with when they were voting for the bill, and I believe I believe that the companies, if they are taking it, they're not using that to pay the employees.
They won't.
I don't think that.
Okay.
And I'm not speaking I'm not saying my company's doing that, because my company, we're one of the few companies that are still out there working. So we have employees still working, and I appreciate a company like mine. But I'm talking about other companies like Disney, companies like hospitality. I said Disney. I should have never put out a name out there like that. But companies, hospitalities and all that are furloughing people.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be given a stimulus package. They're gonna be given a certain amount of money and they're not gonna use that to pay those people that are being furloughed. They're gonna use that because they didn't make any money during the time that they furloughed the people.
Yeah.
And that's completely wrong. I think if that's what they're gonna use it for. I think it's messed up, because there's people out there that, first of all, unemployment in Florida is broken. The website is broken. It's hard. It's people's hard to get in. Yeah. I know, because I've seen it firsthand. Right, I'm not unemployed, but I'm seeing it firsthand, where people are complaining. You can't even call them because they don't pick up the phone, and they'll say they'll leave you a phone. They'll put you on a virtual waiting, and they're gonna call you back. But when you select that option, the virtual waiting is not even available. Yeah. So there's that. And then there's lines backed up they can do it physically in person, but those lines are not even being met with social distancing. So there goes that.
Exactly.
The system is broken.
It is.
It's broken, and they spend like so much money to try to fix it, and it's not happening. Mm-hmm. How long is it going to take?
Exactly. And the thing is that with that stimulus package, this is my thinking on it. See, these companies will get, per se, a number. I'm just throwing numbers out there. $1,200 per employee. Now they have 10 employees per se. That's around 13, 14,000, whatever. Now those 10 employees, they will not get paid if they're still on that, for whatever word you said. I don't know. I'm Hispanic. I don't know.
Furlough.
On that, they're gonna pay them.
In previous episode, I said furloughing. It's furlough. Go ahead.
They're gonna pay them based on payroll. So that employee per se, if it's a waiter or it's a person working at a minimum wage job, which in Florida is like 805, they're gonna get paid only the 805 times the hours.
And the company keeps the rest.
And the company keeps the rest, which is wrong. It's super, super wrong. It's like these companies might take advantage of that situation or might not. We don't know. We're just saying
Now,
what could happen.
You can don't go by our words. You can fact check it yourself, and then you can correct us. But I read the bill. Right? And like I read the whole thing. And I sent a piece to my son, so he can look at it. Reason why is, check this out. Now, there's companies out there that are working with people that are furloughed, that are laid off. I'm gonna use the word furlough. That they're working where there's like, hey, you cannot make mortgage payments. I give you an example. I use the mortgage as an example. The mortgage company would say, okay, you don't have to pay us for 2-3 months, right? And I get it, and I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking for, hey, I don't have to pay you for 3 months, and I'm not gonna owe you that money. I'm not asking for that. But this is what they're telling you, and you're not supposed to be penalized, but it's a form of penalty. Oh, we're not gonna. Oh, you don't have to pay us for 3 months, but this is the option. You pay us those 3 months that you owe us, it gets added to your bill, right? Or you pay it in a lump sum. So first of all, I don't have a job. I'm furloughed. I'm not saying me personal. I'm just giving you the scenario. I don't have a job. I'm furloughed. And then on top of that, you're gonna waive 3 months, but I have to pay that in a lump sum. If I didn't have a job, what makes you think on top of my mortgage, I'm gonna use $1,000 as an example, or $1,200 as an example. I'm gonna pay you in a lump sum. That's $3,600 on top of what I owe, so it makes it $48. So if I didn't have those 3 months to pay you, what makes you think I'm gonna pay you in a lump sum? That's you being penalized.
Yep.
Is there a better way? Yes, there should be a better way. The better way should be, hey, if my contract is for 30 years and you forget, and I didn't have to pay for 3 months, now it's gonna be 30 years and 3 months. That's the way it should be. Not should be 30 years. Not. Oh, you're gonna pay it in this time of the, because then you are penalizing me, and you're not supposed to.
Exactly.
Or the interest you're not supposed to charge me interest. Okay, you're not charging me interest. The bank. I'm not saying, hey, I did a contract with the bank. I have a 30-year contract. I have to pay the mortgage. I'm not saying lose out on those 3 months of mortgage payment. I'm not saying that, because I understand business. I'll pay you your money, but don't make me pay you your money in chunks or a whole lump sum. I'll pay you. It should be worded where if I have a 30-year contract, 30 years and 3 months. Now extend it for 3 months.
Yep.
Same thing with cars. If you're leasing or financing a car. If you're financing a car, same thing. We send out a message saying, hey, we won't be able to do it. Can you defer for 3 months and this and that? Cool. They said, yeah, okay, cool. But this is the way how you have that option. But this is how you're gonna pay back. Yeah. Same thing. And this is an actual email. I don't know if I'm not gonna put this email out. I'm not gonna use it as evidence because it's personal information. It's personal. But it just sucks that they'll tell you, okay, this is the option. You don't have to pay for 3 months, but this is the option. You pay in chunks, or you on top of what you're paying, you'll pay what you owe, or you'll pay the lump sum at the end. That's some BS. One, you're getting a stimulus package. You as a company, you're getting a check from the government because you had to let go certain people, right? You had to let go certain people and all that. So you're getting a package. On top of that package that you're getting, you're screwing me, and I'm the one paying for that package because we're taxpayers. Those $2 trillion, who do you think is going to pay that money back? We are. But then the banks and the big companies still win because they get the chunk that they're supposed to get, and on top of that chunk, they charge me, and I pay the taxes to pay them back, to pay the government back of the $2 trillion that they did. It's a fucking broken system. And that's the part where I want to rant. It's a part where I want to rant, and I'm upset because I think it's messed up.
It is messed up.
I think it's messed up that my son has to pay his college loan, and I get it. He did a loan. He has to pay for it. But he calls them and tells them, hey, I lost my job. I won't be able to make the payment. They're like, cool, but you still have to pay the interest. You don't pay for 3 months, but you still have to pay the interest. So once he called me and told me that, I'm like, hell no. You're not supposed to be penalized for that shit. I went into the bill. I sent them the bill. Hey, this is the bill that just passed. This is the bill that just passed. And I highlighted where it says, you're not supposed to be penalized. I go, the loan is under your mother's name. Go fight that. You and your mother go fight that, and you're not supposed to be paying for that. But again, it's just how it's how companies take advantage of it. Not only they're getting a stimulus package from the government that we pay for because it's our tax money. Look at that, I haven't even gotten a haircut. I got hot already because I'm upset, and I normally don't get upset, and I'm not upset because of me. I'm upset because of other people that they feel like they can't. They feel like stuck, and if they feel stuck, what do you think is gonna happen? It goes into it's a mental. It becomes a depression thing. It becomes you feel worthless. You feel like you haven't done anything.
True.
Or you feel like that caused a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And now you have another issue to deal with. On top of you ain't getting paid. Now you got a mental breakdown, which the government doesn't acknowledge as much. That there's a there's mental health crisis in this country, and then you add that to it, and that even though there's a section of the bill that talks about mental health. Again, I'll put up a link of the bill or Google it. The bill's out there, and not everybody's gonna read it. Not everybody's gonna take the time to read it.
No,
I read it because I wanted to, be educated on it, and if I want to say something, I want to say it with the fact that I read it.
Yeah, with the foundation that actually have facts on it.
Exactly. I don't want to say it based on what I'm hearing on some Facebook shit because. Excuse me.
Everything on social media is not real.
Yeah, so it just sucks. It sucks seeing somebody you love go through something and you can't help them because it's out of your hands.
Yep.
My sister right now, my older sister, she this crisis of the corona crisis, she's mentally messed up. She's like, I'm afraid of going outside. I'm like, go outside, walk around, just wear a mask, don't touch anything. Yeah. And she's afraid. I'm like, you have to go outside. It's little by little go outside. But that's and they said it. They said it when all this shit was happening. They said it that hey, when you stay home, this is what's gonna happen. Try to. But I told my sister. This is the first thing I told my sister. Are you sitting at home watching the news all day? She's like, yes. I'm like, stop that. That's the first thing you gotta do.
That's the first thing.
Only watch it when you need to be updated. After that, shut it off and go walk around, read a book, go do something, right? And so that's the first thing. She's like, yes, I stopped doing that already. I'm like, okay. Go outside, walk around.
Yeah.
You don't have to touch anything. The coronavirus is not floating in the air. It's only when you're talking to somebody, when you stay within 6 feet, depending on how loud the person is, or I will say loud because we're loud as shit.
Yeah.
But imagine somebody yelling, right? Somebody yelling or thing, and I could only imagine as the wind is moving and you're talking. I'm thinking outside stuff, not inside.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a scientist, but but 6 feet is what they recommend, right? The minimum. If you want to be further, yes.
Yes.
And I respect at work. I respect people when they don't want to get out of the car. When they're like, hey, just put it right there. I'm not offended by that. I'm cool. The fact that you're taking that measurement, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That you don't want me to touch. I'm just delivering the product, and you don't want to open the window for the ID. I tell them, hey, just put the ID on the window. All I need to verify that it is you. I can see it, and then I'll put the product in the trunk, and then before you take it out, you clean it. I'm cool with that. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah.
Versus not caring, right? So it was just a little rant because there's a lot of shit happening that our leaders are saying, hey, it's going easy. Oh, it's not really, you're not struggling, or the system is going great. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not going great. And then we're planning to open the country up in May. In May, bro. I'm going to quote Stevie Colbert where he says, Mayday.
Yeah.
Mayday. Because
it's too soon. It's too soon. It's like the virus, there's no vaccine, there's no countermeasures, there's no nothing. It's because too soon.
The economy is not doing great. It's an election year, and the leader of this country does not want to fail in that way.
No, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I hate to get political. I don't like to get political about anything. I don't like to discuss politics. This show is not about politics. This show is about having a good time. This show is about talking about the difference in the generation.
Yeah, but it has to be said. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to get it on my chest and all that. But we're as a country, we're struggling. 17 million people are unemployed. This state alone, the unemployment is broken. Nobody can get help, and there's people struggling. We're already a month past.
Yeah.
Bills have to be paid. People are running out of their savings money.
Yeah.
People are running out of savings money. The stimulus package, I get it. It's a big country, and the money's it's just starting to be distributed. It's coming at the right time. It's gonna ease out. It's gonna ease a lot of issues, but it's not gonna last long.
It's not gonna last long.
And then the unemployment was the part that was gonna help the people, but people can't even get in it. It's a broken system, and $130 million was invested in that shit, and it's still fucking broken.
Yep.
It's like and government is willing to give money to a company to try to fix it, but companies are overcharging because $130 million for a state to fix their broken internet server, it's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's gonna get staffed. It costs money for staff and all that, and it's creating jobs. But $130 million to fix a broken system, unemployment system, which is trying to log in, it's telling you it kicks you out. All that shit. That's a broken system. If it costs $130 million to fix that, it should have been fixed already.
It should have.
Accountability. There's nobody being held accountable for. The governor of this country of this state, wants to send kids back to school because kids don't get corona.
That's dumb. Like, bro.
This should open people's eyes. Hey, these are the leaders that we have. We need to vote those leaders out.
Yes.
Because they're not doing the right job. They're not doing the job correctly.
It's election year. Select wisely.
You have to really look at it. Really look. Don't go based on what the news is telling you. Look at the actions. Look at it, and don't go based on what I'm saying. If you watch a press conference and you hear the person say something, the media shouldn't convince you of what he said.
Yeah.
If you heard him say it, he said it. He shouldn't be convincing you of what he said. That's not what he said. We just heard you 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not there. It's not like it's not on film. So, rant's over. Woosa. Woosa. This it doesn't end here. We can continue talking. Let's add positivity. I just had to get that out of my chest because there's a lot of people out there struggling. There's a lot of people out there struggling, and these headsets. I'm sorry, but these headsets suck. They suck. These are the Apple headsets, and this is the second time I switched to the other one because this battery is dying. And I get it. Video is supposed to give you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But it's stupid.
I feel you. I use mine.
But anyways.
I use mine.
I'm glad you're using your Astros.
Yes.
Yesterday, speaking about gaming, yesterday we got 2 dubs on Warzone. Yo, Lance, if you're watching this, Lance, you're my magic, you're my lucky charm, bro. Every time I play with him, I always win. It doesn't matter who else is in there.
He has Xbox or PlayStation?
He has a PlayStation.
So you can cross play.
He's my lucky charm, bro. Yeah, he's my lucky charm. Every time he's in my squad, we win.
Hey, nice.
He's gonna like that. He's gonna be like, manito. His head's gonna go like this.
Yep. He's like, yeah.
Anything you wanna add? Because I know you let me rant. Anything you wanna talk about? No, now I'm gonna shut up and you talk. Because I get that a lot. They're like, yo, how come Swords always quiet and you're talking and you always cutting them off? Here's the thing. I'm sorry that I cut him off, but I'm a type of person that if I don't say it, what's on my mind immediately, I'm gonna forget. And people suggested, hey, write things down. This is what they do. You write it down before you say it, and then after he finished making his point, then you can talk. And I'm like, you're right. You have a good point. But I've always had this problem since I was a kid of writing shit down.
Yeah, and we're Latinos.
I learned that shit at work, writing shit down.
Yeah, and we're Latinos. We're like, you tell me something, and I respond for it. I'm gonna forget now, and remember like 2 weeks later, I'm like, that's what it was.
Yo, you keep saying that. We Latinos. Yo, you're gonna get your ass chewed by Latinos. They're like, I'm not like that. I'm Latino.
Like, are you saying we're stereotypical?
You already got your ass chewed. You already got your ass chewed over
piss water
being piss. So,
I'm sorry. I did got chewed out by that. But
so. But go ahead. You can go ahead, talk. Finish. You can finish the show with whatever you're saying. Like, you take your time, talk, and then you're in the
yes,
show.
Yes. Now it's quarantine, so make sure you guys are staying home, please. This is just my way of ending the video. Please stay at home. I know a lot of people are trying to go out. They're getting bored. Listen, my birthday was like 4 days ago, and I stayed at home. I didn't do nothing. Why? Because I want to be safe, and I want to stay safe, and I want to make sure everybody stays safe as well. My little sister's birthday was 2 days ago. Well, we did stay home as well.
Happy birthday, sister.
Happy birthday, little sister. And what I did, nothing. I couldn't do nothing. Why? Because I'm trying to stay safe. I haven't seen my mom in a month.
Physically, right? Physically. Right? Because you can see her through FaceTime.
Yeah, physically, in like a month. And those that know me know that I'm a mama's boy. I love my mama, you know. But I haven't seen
Don't get emotional on us now. Don't get emotional on us.
No, but I haven't seen her. So I'm just trying to be safe. And she has a very weak immune system. So that's why I'm like, I even shaved my beard. I usually have like a long beard. I even shaved it off. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to get her in danger or nothing like that. So I shaved it off. Yeah. So please stay at home, guys. Be safe. On a positive note, though, if you haven't watched, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but recently I started watching Psych. It's a really good, funny, like Psychic or Psych.
Oh, okay.
It's
no,
very good show.
Yeah. I thought it was Psych, like Psych. I'm kidding. That's what I thought it was.
No, but it's a very good and funny show. So is Criminal Minds. I've watching way too much Criminal Minds. I'm like, it's really good.
Yo, La Casa de Papel, Money Heist.
I have to watch it. I have not watched it.
You gotta watch that, bro.
The movie you gotta watch, Coffee and Kareem on Netflix.
Oh, I seen it.
It's hilarious.
I seen it. I was scrolling by and I seen it. So what is it about?
It's about
comedy.
Yes, it's a white cop dating a black lady, and the son hates the white cop, so he tried to get him killed. By trying to get him killed, he got in all this mess, and the white cop is dumb as hell too. So, he's clumsy.
It's the guy from Hangover, right?
Yeah, from Hangover. The guy that got the face tattoo, and he's on The Office as well.
Oh, the one that's a dentist. Well, he said he's a doctor. They keep giving him shit because he's a dentist.
Yep, him. It's a very, very, very funny movie.
Okay.
If you're easily offended by curse words, don't watch it because the kid curse every 2 seconds. But it's fun. It's a funny movie. It's a funny movie. I recommend it. Another movie I watched, it's on Netflix, The Foreigner, with Jackie Chan.
Okay, that's a good movie. I've seen it.
Yes, I saw it. I was like, wow, this is really, really good.
Yeah.
The other one with Ryan Reynolds, I forgot the name of it.
6 Underground?
Yeah, 6 Underground. Amazing.
I love that movie.
Amazing movie.
It's like watching Deadpool with him though.
Yeah, it is because he's the same character as Deadpool.
Yeah, same character as Deadpool,
but not wearing a red.
The same way.
Yeah, the same way, same everything.
Yep.
But we're gonna leave you guys with that. If you guys please, if you like the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can notify when the videos are up. If you have any questions or any topics we should talk about, post them in the comments or hit us up on social media on Generation Shock 2020 on Instagram. And we'll be able to get with you guys and stuff like that, as well as Twitter.
It's not on. Yep. It's not only on Instagram. It's also on Twitter, and it's also on actual YouTube. So, and it's called the same, Generation Shock 2020. I think on Twitter the Twitter handle might be different though, because I tried looking for Generation Shock 2020. It didn't let me. But it let me do Generation Shock, but it's spelled Shock SHOC 1 for some reason. But we'll add those links in the actual. If you go to Instagram, those links are there. Well, the YouTube link is there and all that. So
yes.
Thank you for hearing me rant. Thank you also for hearing me rant. And again, thank you. And write in the comments. Let us know. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Deuce.